and they're all passing Stuart Friesen.
Yeah, they told him he had to go behind the wave rounds.
Gregson and Gilliland on the front row to start. That's Gregson in the 18 getting a push from Brett Moffitt. Oh, huge wiggle by Corbin Forrester. Somehow managed to save it. It's Friesen in that blue truck all the way in the back. Just dove to the bottom. He's got a lot of work to do.
See Todd Gilliland trying to make the move on Brett Moffitt. He is going to be able to clear Moffitt and slide up in front of him.
Gregson and Gilliland 1-2. There's the 52 of Friesen pushing Matt Crafton in the 88.
Has he got time to get there, Phil?
For the lead, Todd Gilliland in front of Gregson. Gregson takes a look back.
No team orders here, Vince.
Gregson's going to lose the spot as Moffitt slips in behind Gilliland. Todd Gilliland, the youngest driver ever to lead a NASCAR race at Michigan, just 18 years old, and he needs to win today to make the playoffs today or Thursday at Bristol, and right now he is out front with our Camping World 15 to go.
I think if he's the youngest driver ever to lead, he would be the youngest driver ever to win. Is that correct?
You are a smart man, Phil.
But I'm telling you, all this battling at the front has to be helping Stuart Friesen be able to rally and gain ground on their leaders while they're 2 and 3 wide.
I think we've got a lot of racing left, though. He might be out front, but he's going to get plenty of pressure if he's going to stay there. Here comes Sauter in third. He has come alive, and Moffitt has been there all day.
We talked about our top three, our big three, and how they have not been performing. Right now, we've got a couple of those guys up in the top 4 positions.
Yeah, the big three occupy 3 of the 4 spots.
All 3 of them in the top 4 positions, excuse me.
And I think Sauter, the second half of this race, has been the fastest truck on the track, and he's poised to pounce, riding along in the 3rd position.
Meanwhile, Friesen trying to continue to make his moves, still back in 13th. So you look at the top 3, Gilliland, Moffitt, Sauter. Remember, from the playoff perspective, Moffitt's already won 3 times. Sauter's won 4 times. They are secure in the playoffs. 4th place, Noah Gregson has won. He's secure in the playoffs. But Todd Gilliland needs to win today, and Moffitt is going to make a pass for the lead. Sauter going with him, and now Sauter on the bottom.
How about this racing here at Michigan as Johnny Sauter goes to the lead?
From 3rd to 1st, Sauter in front.
That's a pretty damn good move, if I must say so myself. Goodbye, too.
Tab boy, Johnny Sauter's spotter, cheering on Sauter. I guess that was a cheer. Certainly encouragement.
It was an attaboy for sure.
Look at Gilliland slip up. Gregson's trying to squeeze inside of him.
He's going to open the door for Enfinger and that yellow truck.
Grant Enfinger trying to move his way up inside the top 5. And there's Nemechek diving down below, going to try to get them both. Gets Enfinger and Gregson. Wow.
What amazing racing we have seen here today.
Johnny Sauter with that move from 3rd to 1st. It's the first race he's led since he won at Texas. I mean, it's been a while since Sauter's been up there.
I think you see right now Johnny Sauter guarding against the outside. He doesn't want to let Brett Moffitt slip to the outside of him.
And plus, Sauter's been strong up there. I've noticed his truck handles well anywhere on the racetrack, and that's probably why he's been the fastest guy the second half of the race.
Sometimes we talk about in these speedway races where there's so much drafting that the lead isn't really where you want to be. Is that the case here today, or do you want to be out front?
We've seen a couple passes here in the last 3 or 4 laps, Vince.
I think you want to be out front. Look at Johnny Sauter. He's trying to break that draft. He wants to be out front for sure, but I don't think he's going anywhere. Those trucks behind him are just so strong, he can't break this draft.
The draft, I don't think the way this draft works here, it would allow him to break this draft.
Ten laps to go at Michigan. Sauter trying to hold off Brett Moffitt. The only 2 drivers in the field who've won here at Michigan before. Sauter won in 2014. Moffitt won with that great last lap pass a couple of years ago. I mean, every time Moffitt wins, it seems to be in some dramatic fashion. Right?
They're not going to be any different today either, Vince, if that's indeed what happens. There you see Friesen. He's kind of stuck. He made it into the top 10, but I've noticed, Phil, that truck is pushing. Whatever adjustments or the tires he has is not agreeing with him because he seems to run high off of turn 2 and can't make any ground. He needs a caution, stack these trucks back up to have any shot to win this race, I believe.
Guys, we saw that red and white truck for just a moment. Right in front of Ben Rhodes. That's Austin Wayne Self. What an amazing job that young man has done today.
Self in the 22. His best finish this season, 13th.
There he is.
Stronger than that here today, no question about it. Good job.
And Ben Rhodes with some trouble today, had an unscheduled stop. He's been able to rally. Look at John Hunter just cut across the nose of Todd Gilliland. He slides up the hill. That's going to open the door for Noah Gregson to come around. And maybe this is what Friesen needs. You can see he's right there ready to pounce.
And Gilliland came right up in front of Infinger.
That cost him all his momentum there when John Hunter slid up in front of Gilliland.
Not sure they've ever had the gloves on today, but they've definitely taken them off. If they had them on, they are off now, no question. It's all take, no give.
Heard Infinger have to get out of the throttle, losing that front end, and that allowed the momentum. Look at 3 wide. Ben Rhodes going to the bottom.
Friesen in the middle, Rhodes on the bottom, and Rhodes is going to get both spots. Ben Rhodes up into 6th.
But look at Friesen fight back on the bottom. He's got those 4 tires. He was able to almost get in front of Rhodes. Not going to happen, though.
Infinger, Rhodes' teammate, coming up behind Ben in that 41 truck. Helps out Rhodes, stay in front of Friesen.
Friesen has a gap right there. He's able to slide up in front of Infinger. He can just pick them off one at a time.
Put him up to 7th. Time's running out, though, as you see Justin Haley to the inside of Self.
That's for 10th.
Ooh. Big
Rhodes
slide.
And Friesen has to gather it up, and Infinger's going to take advantage.
Wow, Stuart Friesen was to the bottom of Ben Rhodes, and Rhodes came down. They made contact.
Who's that idiot?
And they have an opinion about what happened.
There's probably 2 opinions.
Let's see if he can rally. He's tried to very aggressively. Watch this, down to the bottom. And he's just, maybe Stewart slid up into Ben a little bit.
Watch him in front of you here, outside, clear, all the way at the wall, even bumper, clear.
That's a great save.
Friesen's used to his vehicle being that angle, but it's always on dirt when that's the case.
Well, that just was a strong, hard move. Look at Matt Crafton. He's beginning to find his way back up toward the front.
That's going to move him up into the top 10.
5 laps remaining here at Michigan. Johnny Sauter is in the front. Problem for Corbin Forrester. Is this going to bring out the caution, or is he going to be able to get it back?
There's probably
pit road.
There's probably a place he can turn in and get off the racetrack.
He definitely won't make it back to pit road at that pace. Johnny Sauter doesn't want a caution right now. He's got control of this race. What is Brett Moffitt doing, though?
Oh, and there is Forrester.
He did. He turned into that opening.
Smart
what a heads-up move by Corbin Forrester not to affect the outcome of this race.
Is Moffitt trying to position himself for one of those dramatic last lap passes, maybe playing with that gap, falling off of Sauter a bit every now and then?
I think he has to be, because Brett Moffitt's one smart cookie. We saw him for that last lap pass a couple years ago you were talking about, the very top of the show.
What he needs is John Hunter Nemechek to get there just at the right time with a little bit of momentum to give him the push. And you can see John Hunter is just a few truck lengths back. In fact, the last time around the racetrack, John Hunter was the fastest truck. That's good news for Brett Moffitt.
He's pedaling for all he's worth right now, guys.
Remember, Nemechek was the pole winner. Got plenty of speed in that truck as they cross the line. 3 to go, 6 miles left.
Remember, if Johnny Sauter or Brett Moffitt wins this race, even John Hunter Nemechek or Noah Gregson, that means we will have at least 2 guys able to point their way in to the playoffs.
Gregson trying to pull up on the bumper of Nemechek to maybe make one last charge to the front.
And they're actually telling Noah Gregson, don't pass the 8. They need to push them and work together if they want to have any chance at winning this race. They think the 8 will be aggressive. They got to push him there, though, to compete with the 16 and 21.
That's a great call. We know John Hunter Nemechek is one young, aggressive driver.
But I like that direction. If Gregson has a chance to win, he needs to get Nemechek there and get these trucks side by side ahead. And Nemechek is coming a couple tenths faster than our leader, Johnny Sauter, last time around.
They're going to be coming to the white flag, and those 4 are starting to bunch up. It's going to be a wild finish as Moffitt takes a look underneath Sauter.
Johnny gave him the bottom, said, if you're going to pass me, I'm not sure you're going to be able to do it on the bottom, but you're not going to do it on the top.
2 miles left, the final lap at Michigan. Sauter trying to hold off Brett Moffitt. John Hunter Nemechek in 3rd.
Thought Brett might be laying back a little bit to get a little bit of momentum, but it brought him in the clutches of John Hunter Nemechek.
Might be what he needed. We said that push from Nemechek could be the key for Moffitt getting there.
On the backstretch, heading into turn 3, the final lap. Moffitt gets a little bit of a push, and he gets underneath Johnny Sauter.
They're side by side.
The lead and the win. Sauter and Moffitt side by side at the line. It's Brett Moffitt. He's done it again.
Good job, dude. Awesome job. Yeah, baby. That's the timing right there. Hell yeah. Good job, guys.
Another last lap pass for Brett Moffitt at Michigan. Leaves Joe Shear and Johnny Sauter heartbroken.
What a great job, though, Johnny Sauter, Joe Shear did today, but amazing run by Brett Moffitt. He talked about his last lap heroics. He's done it before. He did it today.
Thank you for letting me do this. This is awesome. 2 weeks in a row, baby.
I have never seen a driver win races like Brett Moffitt has won these races. Every one of them has had a dramatic finish, and he's able to come out on top. Last lap pass after last lap pass. How does he do it? How does he time it? How is he that good?
I think he was just that smart. He backed off Johnny Sauter, Michael, on the last lap. John Hunter Nemechek got up to him, gave him that push he needed to go to the bottom in 3 and 4.
Vince, you ask a really good question. Do you want to be leading to win the race? Not if Brett Moffitt is behind me. I certainly don't.
Taking the checkered flag in his hand for the 4th time this season. Brett Moffitt has done it again in Michigan. 2 years ago, it was a 3-wide last lap pass for the win. And today, he gets Johnny Sauter at the line to win it. His crew chief, Scott Zipadelli, has been so sick. He spent much of the time in the hauler this weekend just laying down. He said it's as sick as he can remember himself ever being. I got to believe he's feeling a little bit better when he sees Moffitt edge out Johnny Sauter at the line right there by that much.
What great racing, though. Those guys never touched. They just raced hard all the way to the start-finish line.
25 1/1000ths of a second. Going to break, but we're going to keep you right here. We're going to keep on trucking from Michigan, where Brett Moffitt has won for the 4th time.